Welcome to Social Issues for Everyone.
Have you ever considered that the success of protecting our planet might depend less on science and more on people? The human dimension of conservation impact refers to the intricate ways in which human societies, cultures, economies, and behaviors interact with and are affected by conservation efforts. It acknowledges that conservation is not just about wildlife or ecosystems, but deeply intertwined with human well-being and local communities. Why is this so critical? Historically, many conservation initiatives focus solely on biological goals, often overlooking or even negatively impacting the people living in and around conserved areas. For example, creating national parks without community consultation can lead to displacement, loss of traditional livelihoods, and increased poverty. This can create resentment, which ultimately undermines the very conservation goals trying to be achieved. Understanding the human dimension helps us anticipate and mitigate these complex social consequences, ensuring that conservation is not only ecologically effective but also genuinely equitable and socially just. It moves beyond a purely biological perspective to recognize humans as integral components of these ecosystems, not separate from them. This perspective is absolutely vital for the long-term sustainability and ethical practice in all forms of environmental management. Practically, assessing the human dimension involves evaluating several key areas to gain a comprehensive picture. For instance, we meticulously examine how conservation policies affect local communities, looking at crucial changes in income generation, food security, access to vital natural resources, and overall public health. It also critically includes understanding the local perceptions of justice, the level of participation in decision-making processes, and the deep cultural significance that natural resources hold for these populations. By systematically gathering qualitative and quantitative data on these multifaceted human factors, we can gauge the true, holistic impact of a conservation project for beyond just basic ecological metrics. This actionable insight then helps refine strategies to be more inclusive, more effective, and ultimately more acceptable to all stakeholders involved. A key concept informing this modern approach is the idea of socio-ecological systems, which views humans and nature not as distinct entities, but as a single, intricately interdependent system. Recognizing this profound interconnectedness allows for the development of more holistic and durable solutions, such as co-management approaches. Here, local communities actively share power and responsibility in managing protected areas and their resources. This represents a significant shift from older, more traditional top-down conservation models that frequently overlooked or even dismissed local knowledge, traditional practices, and inherent community rights. Engaging local stakeholders is therefore not merely a polite formality, but a strategic and ethical imperative for achieving enduring conservation success. Ultimately, understanding the human dimension transforms conservation from a technical challenge into a collaborative endeavor. It highlights that successful conservation is built on trust, equity, and genuine partnership with the people whose lives are most directly affected. This integrated approach leads to more robust, resilient, and equitable outcomes for both nature and humanity, ensuring that our efforts to protect the planet are truly sustainable.
If these stories matter to you, like, subscribe, and be part of the change.